Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and today we are going to go ahead and do a little bit of a showcase on Strago. I think Strago is somebody that could kind of go a little bit under the radar, so I kind of want to show him off here a little bit. So Strago just in general doesn't look very impressive when you press his 15 and 35 attacks, but everything is loaded into his EX. He's kind of like Noel, where that is his big damage, and Strago is all about AoE magic damage, right? So he's basically on his EX doing like 1 mil AoEs. It is just a ton of damage. He's actually out-damaging twins. Now in a longer fight, it's debatable, but the twins, they only got 4 uses of their LD, and then they've got their burst attack, and they've got burst phase. So I mean, the twins do have a lot of like really strong, consistent damage, and the enemies are probably going to be done by the time you're done using them. But you could argue that Strago has a lot of longevity because all of his damage is in his EX, which never runs out. You just have to keep recharging it, right? So the way we're going to deal with that is Strago has a very slow charging EX because it's so powerful. So we're going to pair him with Lluyd. Lluyd, for people that don't know, will actually auto charge your EX for you. So Lluyd right now has his EX up called Fanfare. So what we're going to do is actually, before we do that, we're going to put some debuffs on the enemies. Try to make Strago look as good as possible here. And by the way, we're in Edgar's Lufenia Plus here. We actually are not going to be ticking the orb. We don't have anything to deal with it, but the orb is non-lethal, so I'm not worried about it. So then what we do here with Lluyd is we use the EX. Look at Strago's EX now at the bottom of the screen. You see it has 0%. It's like completely emptied out, right? So we're going to use Fanfare. Lluyd's EX is going to auto-charge our EXs for us. So when Lluyd comes out of this, Strago's going to have his EX ready to go. Now, Lluyd's EX is also slow charging, but he fixes that with his own kit as well. Alright, so now with Garnet, let's pop an Aquamarine. Okay. And then Garnet, we're going to put on the friend. We're going to put on Fran debuff. We're trying to just put as much like HP up on the enemies as possible to make Strago look good. Okay, and then we are going to do buff boost all. Pop off a follow-up, sure. Okay. And then we are going to do the burst attack and get her burst effect up. So Strago's going to be looking pretty good here turn 1, not going to lie. But so if you build the team, if you like Strago and you build the team around him, he's basically like a poor man's twins. Like, he's really good and he doesn't need a burst, right? And he's going to be able to do his EX for a long time, like throughout the entire fight. These enemies are going to melt away so fast, like we're just going to kind of keep going and it's going to be fine. So Saber Soul is his big bad EX that we've got, right? So a couple things we're going to do. We're going to put Lilith's debuff on. Okay, so we're going to do that. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do Soul of Thamasa up. So we need to have the Soul of Thamasa buff on because that lets him do double attacks, basically. And so then what we're going to do is we're going to use Saber Soul. Look at how strong this Saber Soul is. This is going to be ridiculous. And so basically with Lluyd, we're going to be popping this off almost every turn with him. Okay, the damage is quite wild here. So yeah, 1.2 mil AoE. So like where our other million damage users are like to one enemy, this is AoE, so he's hitting them both for 1.2 mil. Twins aren't hitting 1.2 mil, maybe on their burst attack, but like, that's pretty wild, right? Pretty crazy. So now what happens with Lluyd is Lluyd needs to get his EX back up to recharge Strago, so we're going to use the LD. So Lluyd's LD is going to auto-charge his own EX, so then he's going to have that up and ready to go for the next turn. So one option you could run for this team, if you didn't want to run Garnet, you could run turn manipulators. So like, let's say this instead of Garnet was a turn manipulator. Then what I could do is I could pull Lluyd back up to charge Strago's EX before he goes, and we could have that going off like pretty much every turn, right? So alright, what we're going to do here is we'll use Holy Prayer just to make sure Lluyd is all healed up. Once again, the orbs are going to go off, but they should be non-lethal. Okay. Of course, and I did a run of this beforehand to make sure, but yeah, with my luck, the orb is probably going to take us out. And whatever. I just want you to see kind of how crazy this combo can be, right? And if we're ticking the orb, obviously it's no option. Nothing to worry about here. Now, I could bring Locke, and Locke would be just fine. I just want Garnet just makes characters look so much better, so I wanted to bring Garnet. But yeah, if I had issues, I could just re-record this with Locke, because he's going to put the defense ignore on, which is what the orb wants. Alright, so now, what I'm going to do is we'll just use the LD on the off turns, because the LD is going to auto break, or it's going to instant break, and it's going to happen twice. And then the LD is going to reset Soul of Thamasa, so we'll have double attacks coming up. Then we've got Lluyd coming up with his ZX ready to go, so then we're going to get Strago recharged. Now the orb's going to pop here. but we should be okay. Yeah, you can see it, like, barely hurts. But now they're getting a lot of turns in a row. That's the part that's scary. Look at all the turns they're getting in a row here. So hopefully they don't just, like, kill us outright here. I don't know. I'm kind of known for dying during showcases, so if that happens, I would not be surprised. But thankfully we got the follow-up there, because they were about to pop off on us there. But yeah, they just got like a million turns in a row here. So, okay. Yeah. Now, they might try to pop us here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, this might kill her. Nope, she's got 1 HP. We're good. This all attack, and that's not going to be HP damage, so I think we snuck by. Yep, we got that. Very good. We got a bunch of debuffs on we don't want, but whatever. We can kind of continue to showcase. So that's just the orb that we're not dealing with, right? And now we have a summon, so we're going to be good the rest of the way through here. So what I want to do, I kind of wish I had a Holy Prayer up, but we'll have one up soon enough, right? So sure, let's just keep popping off the LD. That's fine. We're not really like, I'm not trying to like min-max or do anything on this. I'm not trying to clear it in a low turn count. We're just showing like how powerful Strago can be, right? That's all we're doing here. So I know people will be in the comments, because I've done these showcases and people in the comments are like, well, you could have done it in less turns, or you could have done this. It's like, yeah, I'm not really trying to like do that. I'm just showing off the characters. That's all I'm doing here, guys. So yeah, okay. So now we've got Lluyd. So now what we'll do is we're going to use the EX, and then that's going to recharge. So then we'll have Garnet and Strago buffed up, because then Garnet can give us a nice heal also, which we're going to want. So we'll do that. Perfect. And now Strago's ready to go. What we'll do is we'll pop the summon off here so that the enemies won't bug us anymore. And my Sola Thamasa is at 3, so I don't have to worry about that. So sure, let's pop off a summon. The bad part is the enemies did wipe all their debuffs, so we kind of lost that, but whatever. And then we'll Saber Soul again. Just look how strong this is, right? Now, we don't have as many of the debuffs on, so it might be like, it's not going to be 1.2 mil. Let's see. Oh, 1.3 mil. Yeah, it was just fine. 1.3 mil there. So that's 1.3 mil AoE. So Strago's done 2 EX attacks and the bosses are at 35%. To put it in perspective, like how ridiculous this man can be. Oh, and I guess I didn't really need a Holy Prayer there, but I did one anyways. That's fine. Yeah, let's go. Okay. Alright, and then, sure, let's just do another Aquamarine. Alright, then we got Lluyd up again. So now Lluyd's going to use LD to recharge his own EX. So we'll do that. And once again, the enemies are going down so fast. Like, we can just spam stuff, right? And Lluyd doing 600k AoE is not half bad on his LD, right? And then, sure, we'll just spam this. Doesn't matter. Alright, so now Strago will have one more in-between turn. And then he's going to have his EX up the next turn because then Lluyd's going to pop his EX, right? So doing this kind of standard format, you're getting Strago's EX every other turn for him. But, like I said, if you replace Garnet with the Turn Manipulator, once again, could be Rains. If you do Rains, that's going to be crazy because then you're launching. So you could do Rains or Aphmau, something like that. Even Onion Light could work to an extent if you really wanted to. So what we'll do is we'll just Grand Delta on the in-between turn. I mean, getting the double break is not a bad thing, right? So Grand Delta is a good button to press, and it is resetting your Soul of Thamasa boost. You constantly have that going. Yep, so we'll do that. All right, and then Lluyd's going to be up with the EX. So the thing that's cool about Strago, right, is like, yeah, Lluyd will run out of steam with his LD and won't be able to, like, recharge as fast. So, like, once that's out, yeah, you're not getting Strago's EX nearly as often, but you would still have it for the whole fight. So for some reason, if you're doing some really big, long, drawn-out fight, Strago would always have that EX throughout the whole fight, which is really good, right? All right, and then we'll do another Strago EX here. Yep, Saber Soul. Let's go. Big Daddy damage. So 19% and 17. How far are they going to go down? So yeah, roughly 10% of their health they just lost there. After Garnet's follow-up, they lost about 10% of their health. So that's pretty good. Like, you don't have to pop off too many of those, right? And we can LD again. I mean, we got plenty of uses of it, right? So, like, we can do this combo, and we're going to get through the whole fight. We're not even going to get to another EX turn. So Garnet's going to wipe them out right here. And Garnet is actually going to do her... This is actually really good, because Garnet now is going to do her ultimate attack, and I think she's going to finish him off. Yep, Immaculate Judgment. See ya. It's over. Yep, there you go. So anyways, guys, there you go. Quick little showcase on Strago. Just a little tech you can do if you have Lluyd and you like Strago. Bring them together. Strago's going to be doing pretty crazy damage. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.